to another episode of Tabletop Discussion for Women. I'm Sister Ruth, and each week we take a look at different questions that have been provided to me from different sisters around the country, from different socioeconomic backgrounds, from just different ways of living all together, to show that we all have the same concerns and the same struggles. So let's see what topic we have today. Oh my. Well, this is actually a topic that I would like to have my sisters chime in on. So I'm going to save this for another time. But just so you know what the question is sex an important part of a relationship? And of course, we would all say yes. Some sisters may say no. But that is better left to a group discussion. So, sorry to disappoint you, but I'm going to put this one back. And we're going to go for another one. Okay. Why do we do things for our males that could jeopardize our freedom and our children's future? Wow. That is a deep question. A very important question that I'm sure that each woman in their circle of friends or their circle of close associates have asked themselves, why is she doing this for him? Why is she doing that for him? Why is she putting herself at risk? Oh, she knows she can lose her kids behind stuff like that? I'm sure we have all had those questions about people we know. And unfortunately, enough of us don't ask our sisters that directly. We would rather talk about them to other people, talk behind their backs, rather than talking to them straight up and having that conversation as a concerned sister that would like to help. Okay? Now, when I hear that question, just because of my background in human services for over 20 years, I've had to deal with this topic a lot professionally. And mostly, I've been working with women that have done illegal things for their boyfriends, have used drugs for their boyfriends, have lived in communities where if they're not together, now they're not on the lease, they let someone stay there that could jeopardize their housing, having an addiction and not taking care of themselves and having that man in there that is not helping out and ultimately losing their children. Anytime a woman puts anything before the raising of her children is a step in the wrong direction. And that's my opinion. Because as a woman and as a mother, once that decision has been made to become that mother and stay that mother and bring this child into this world, it's our responsibility to make sure that we do everything that we need to keep our children safe and teach them the right way to live in the world that we live in today. Okay? And for some women that can be hard because each woman is different. But again, as I state so often when you hear me speak, we have to know who we are and what we want. Once we know what that is, then we know what's important. And we know that we must do everything and anything to make sure that our kids are safe, that they're taken care of, and that nothing comes before that, especially doing things that could put yourself at risk, as some of the examples I shared earlier, to have you lose yourself by incarceration, mental illness, death. All of those things affect your children because regardless of how good a mother is or how poor we think a mother is, nobody's going to love your kids the way that you do. And when you do things to take yourself away from them, ultimately you're not caring for them. Yes, we have seen women and met women that put their boyfriends, their man, before themselves and before their kids. That's not the right way. And that's not the way it was designed to be. Okay? I grew up in a two-family household. Okay, I had a mother and a father until I was 17 years old. Now, depending on how you were raised, that was the way it was supposed to be. But that's not always the way it is. And I've seen single mothers do a hell of a job taking care of their children and making sure that they have, and single fathers as well, who are holding down their children and stepping into that non-traditional role. But again, once we start putting other people ahead of that, that's when we put ourselves at risk and we put our kids at risk. And we have too much of that going on. I've worked in the foster care system. I see kids every day that have been let down by their parents. And since we're talking about sisterhood, have been let down by their mothers because their mother chose something else than them first. Yeah, there's all types of circumstances out there why this could happen or why that can happen, but ultimately it's up to us. It's up to us to make the right decisions for ourselves, and then those make the right decisions for our children. It's a hard world out there. And I've been informed, by family members and friends that I'm pretty tough in how I look at things. But I take this seriously. I mean, I really do. I've been through a lot in my life, as a woman. And I know that I had to do what I needed to do to take care of my kids. If I brought them into this world, that means it's my responsibility to make sure they have. Now, yes, we have a lot of brothers out there who are holding it down and taking care of their kids, whether they're with the mother or not. And you know what? I don't give them a cookie. That's the way it's supposed to be. But unfortunately, we have some, and usually that's all what we hear about, that aren't doing anything. But ultimately, it's up to that woman. It's up to that sister to take care of herself, to take care of her children. Now, I'm not saying that your man is not important, but the question was, why do we do things for our man that can put our children in jeopardy? That's what the topic is today. And no man is worth that. No woman is worth that. Again, you've been given a gift that you decided to keep. So that means you have to work hard and do what you need to do for your children, and not doing anything above that for someone else that could put your children at risk. Because I see the end result on a daily basis of those kids who have been put aside. Yes, their mother would tell you all day long that she loves her children, but her action shows that she loves somebody else more. And it's not even herself. It's that person that she was with, that person that she's trying to please. Okay? Please yourself. And for my Christian sisters out there, please God. Because then he will please you and help you to do what you need to do for your children. Because it's hard. It's hard out there for single mothers, and it's hard out there for single fathers. So we have to stick together. But again, on my ending message, it starts with self. Know who you are. Understand what you are. Understand what you need to do to be a better you. Okay? Do that. And then your kids will only blossom from that, because they'll learn by example. Because believe me, they hear enough of the bees buzzing in their ear from other family members and friends about what their mother isn't doing. So show them what you're doing. And they'll learn. They may go down the wrong path, but the seeds and the lessons that you teach them and plant, they'll blossom one day. And I'm a believer of that. And I'm a witness to that. So again, this is Sister Ruth. And this is Tabletop Discussion for Women. We'll be coming to you each week with a different episode. Hopefully it would help somebody that's on a journey that they need some direction. Hopefully it will help you yourself. And one of the things that I suggest, and hopefully you will do, is if you have questions that you would like to add to our list, and our group, when we have a group discussion, we'll always pick one of those from our consumers and our watchers. We'll always pick one of those to discuss in a round table. You can send that to empowermentbuilders@gmail.com. Again, this is Sister Ruth, And the beautiful jazz music that you hear in the background is courtesy of Amazon Music, and we do not own the rights to this music. You have a good evening and see you soon.